Hello and welcome back to another video of this section. In this video, we begin a powerful chapter of subqueries in SQL. If you ask me to define subqueries in simplest possible way, it would be these are the queries within queries. Before we dive into its syntax, types of subquery, let's first try to understand the concept behind subqueries with this simple scenario. Consider this small table in that we have order ID, product name and profit. My requirement is from this table, I want to highlight or I want to pick the orders who are performing really well, who are performing above average of profit. For that, first I need to calculate the average of profit. Okay. In this case, the average of all these 6 records is $1175. And based on that, I have to pick the orders who are performing above average. In this case, these are the two orders, 02 and 06, who are performing above average. And to get it in SQL, I write this simple query. I have to select product name, profit from products, where I am writing this hard-coded value as 1175. Do you see the problem in this query? Yes, we have to calculate the average manually. And the second problem is, what if tomorrow they add few more records to this table? As soon as they add few more records, the average will change. The new average is 1160. And again, I have to update this query. Now, instead of writing where profit is equal to 1175, I have to replace it with where profit is equal to 1160. To avoid these problems, I mean to calculate the thing automatically and to automatically update the query whenever new records are added, we can write this kind of query in which subquery is written. As you can see here, subquery is written here. So basically, subqueries, which are also known as inner queries or nested query, is a SQL query that is embedded inside another query. The outer query uses the result of the subquery to perform the operation. Think of subquery like a helper. It first answers the smaller questions, and the main query use these answers to get the final results. So let's try to understand how it works. First of all, in any SQL database, we have the database and these tables. Okay, when we write these queries which are having the subquery or queries inside it, this will happen. First of all, this subquery, which is also known as inner query or nested query, will first communicate with the database independently, and it will produce a result. You won't see this result, but once you get the result from the subquery, the main query is executed, which uses this result from the subquery and communicate with the SQL database to get the other information and produce the final result. So that is how the subquery works in SQL. Why do you need subqueries? There are many reasons. Here are some popular reasons why SQL developers are frequently using subquery to get their answers. The very first reason is simplified logic. Subqueries break down the complex logic into manageable steps, enhancing the clarity. The second reason is it avoids the temporary tables. If you don't use the subquery, we have to create the temporary table to store the data that is going to be needed by other query. So when you use subqueries, it will eliminate the need of temporary tables, streamlining the process. And the third reason is improve readability. Imagine if you're writing the code of 50 lines, 60 lines, or even 100 lines, then the readability plays a very important role. And if you use subquery within your SQL queries, it will make SQL code more readable and more modular, aiding maintenance, so that other people who are responsible for maintaining your system can also understand this code very easily. And the final reasons that we have already seen in the scenario we discussed in this video, that is dynamic data handling. Subqueries allow dynamic filtering, computation and transformation of data. Example, in our previous case, we have seen calculating the average profit dynamically. So these are the reasons why subqueries are frequently used by SQL developers. So in conclusion, subqueries are incredibly powerful and they help you make your SQL smarter and more dynamic. Before we start writing smart subqueries, we shall explore various types of subqueries based on its dependency, or based on its output, or based on the location or clauses with which we are using subqueries. That is exactly we are going to cover in our next video, and for that I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.